Hey everybody, it's Kirsten. So today I'm going to talk about things you can do to stay in shape while on a break. So obviously right now I'm on a break. Like I said in my last video, we just came back from our long summer intensives and all that. So I'm kind of bored and I don't really have anything to do, and I thought, why not film this video, because lately I've been really trying to stay in shape, and because I don't want to come back and start dancing and be like, lost all my strength and all that, because that's a huge deal once you come back from summer intensives. It's just like, I feel like you lose strength so easily, and it's so sad because you just work so hard to get more strength. So, anyways, these are some things I just do to stay in shape. Hopefully you guys like this. So, yes, I wrote out a little list because, as you know, I could get very scatterbrained, and I do not want that to happen. So, I'm going to try my best. The first thing is kind of obvious. I try and eat healthy. I usually do, but I try and watch it a little bit more when I'm on a break, especially with carbohydrates, because carbs, I believe, turn into fat whenever you don't use them, through exercise and all that. And so when I'm exercising less, I try and back off of those a little, because I usually eat a lot, which is good, because when you're exercising, you need the energy and all that. But now I don't really need the energy, so I try and eat less of those, and especially the simple carbohydrates. I think that's what they are. Like white bread, processed foods, and all that. The carbs that aren't beneficial. You know what I mean? Sorry if I'm not making sense there. um, the next thing I do, also kind of obvious. I try and stretch every day. I like to keep loose because it's my nature to just get really, really tight very easily. So I try and just stay loose, but I don't do big stretches like over splits and all that. If I'm really warm, I'll just do the splits, because I don't want to hurt myself or strain my muscles, especially since I haven't been exercising. I'm not loose and warm. But, first, before I stretch, just to make sure, I do a few ab exercises. Sometimes I'll do like back ups, leg exercises, just to warm up so I don't hurt myself. So yeah, I do that. And I also try and exercise about 30 minutes or more every day if I can, because 30 minutes I think is about the minimum that is recommended for someone to exercise every day. So yeah, I'll do, like I said, ab exercises. I'll put my feet under my bed to keep them down, and I'll do like backups and stuff, because I always notice my Arabesque is like the first thing to go once I come back from a break. I start class and my Arabesque is like, yeah, so I want to keep that back strength, so I do those. I'll do like 3 sets of 10 or something, and I'll break up my exercises throughout the day, because sometimes I just I'm not feeling it to just sit down and do like 30 plus minutes of exercise. So, I have time, so I'll just like break it up, do it like 15 minutes twice a day. But whatever you want to do works either way. Anyways, you get the point with the exercises. So, another thing is, I know this isn't possible for everyone, but you could talk to your teacher about it. But I like to go to my studio when it's empty. There are no classes going on. My mom has a key, and I'll just do like, warm up, bar, center if I can. Usually, I don't get warm enough on my own, or I just don't feel prepared enough. Sometimes it's really easy to hurt yourself, so I don't do too much, but just enough to, stay in shape. But yeah, you could talk to your teacher and ask about it. Say, I'd really like to stay in shape, and if it's not possible to get a key, then you could just do whatever you can at home. The other day, I was just watching TV. I was like, I could use this time better, so I just stood there and did plies in my living room. Yeah, so you could do that too. That works. Another thing, this is kind of corny, but I like to get inspired for when I come back to dance. It's always nice to be excited, and like you feel mentally prepared for the rest of the year and all that. So, I like to watch, all those incredible videos of amazing dancers on YouTube and all that. And I try and, analyze what they're doing and try and take what they do and apply it to my dancing, if that makes sense, so I could improve. And I'll also watch videos of myself dancing um, that are recent, obviously, and I'll try and pick out what I'm really doing wrong and try and fix it, because I also noticed whenever I am dancing regularly, whenever I go into the studio for class, and I work really hard all the time, obviously, but when I really know exactly what I need to fix and work on, opposed to just working hard on everything, I like to just really concentrate on the areas where I really need to focus and, just really work on that. And I feel like I improve that way more if I really know what I need to work on. Another thing is I like to set goals for myself. This kind of goes hand in hand. I'll, pick out what I need to work on and say, okay, by the end of this year, I really want to be strong in an area where I was really weak. So that way I feel like I could really keep track of my improvement and, improve faster. If you're at an advanced level and you feel like, oh, you improved a lot, and then once you've gotten to a higher level, it's kind of like you don't really see a lot of improvement. It's the little things that make the difference. So you really have to focus on tiny, tiny details that might not be perfect and or not as strong as the other things that you do, and you really have to focus on them to just be a well-rounded good dancer. And that's how you improve, because when you're young and you're just struggling to do the steps, in a year's time you can improve so much, because you can go from not really dancing well to being able to do all the steps and all that. But whenever you're older and it's just the details that are left, it's harder, and you have to really work smart, not just work hard. You have to know what you need to do and just work on those little things along with everything else, because ballet is not easy, obviously. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I guess that's it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.